Hello, welcome to our biology lecture. In today's lecture, we are going to start the next kingdom. In our previous lecture, we have started five kingdom system. In this five kingdom system, we have studied the first kingdom, that is kingdom Monera, in detail. Then the second kingdom is the kingdom Protista. In this kingdom Protista, we have to study its general characters with its classification. The second kingdom, that is the kingdom Protista. Here, kingdom Protista, it is the connecting link between Monera and kingdom Plantae, kingdom Fungi, and kingdom Animalia. So this Protista, it is known as an connecting link between Moneras and the remaining all the three kingdoms. Here in this, the first one, this kingdom Protista. In this kingdom Protista, those organisms which are included, all are unicellular. Unicellular means its body is composed of single cell. Its body is containing single cell. So they are known as an unicellular. All the organisms, they are eukaryotic. Eukaryotic means there is a true nucleus. The nucleus is surrounded by nuclear membrane as well as double membraned cell organelles are present. Such cells, such organisms, they are known as an eukaryotic organisms. Means in this kingdom Protista, all the organisms, they are unicellular as well as they are eukaryotic. Next one is these organisms show link with eukaryotic kingdoms. This Protista, it shows the link with eukaryotic kingdoms, like that of the Plantae, like that of the fungi, like that of the animal. So Protista is known as an connecting link one. These Protistas are further classified into five categories. Kingdom Protista is classified into five categories. These five categories are the chrysophytes, dinoflagellates, euglenoids, slime molds, and protozoans. Kingdom Protista is further classified into five categories. The first one category is known as an chrysophytes. The chrysophytes are nothing but these are the plant-like protistas. The plant-like protistas, they are also called as an chrysophytes. While the slime molds are fungi-like protistas. Fungi-like protistas, they are known as an slime molds. While the protozoans are the animal-like protistas. Animal-like protistas, they are known as an protozoans. म्हणजे किंगडम प्रोटिस्टा पुढे त्या ठिकाणी त्याच्या 5 कॅटेगरीमध्ये त्याचं विभाजन करण्यात येतं, त्याचं वर्गीकरण करण्यात येतं. याच्यातली पहिली कॅटेगरी आहे ज्याला क्रायसोफाइट्स त्याला म्हटलं जातं किंवा त्यालाच त्या ठिकाणी प्लांट लाईक प्रोटिस्टाज असं म्हटलं जातं. दुसरं डायनोफ्लाजेलेट्स आहे, तिसरं युग्लिनॉइड्स आहे, चौथं त्या ठिकाणी स्लाइम मोल्ड्स किंवा त्यालाच आपल्या टेक्स्ट बुक मध्ये नाव देण्यात आलेले फंजाय लाईक प्रोटिस्टाज आणि शेवटचा आहे त्या ठिकाणी पाचवा प्रोटोझोन्स. प्रोटोझोन्स म्हणजेच त्या ठिकाणी ॲनिमल लाईक प्रोटिस्टाज. Like this one, this kingdom Protista is further classified, it is further divided into 5 categories. Out of these 5 categories, we have to study the characteristic features of all these 5 categories with one or two examples. Here, those Protistas, its body structure is as like that of the plants. It is as like that of the plants. So name is given it as an plant-like protestas. The plant-like protestas are also known as an chrysophytes. They are also known as an chrysophytes. Those organisms which are included in these chrysophytes all are microscopic and aquatic. Microscopic means by our naked eyes we cannot see. So they are known as an microscopic, as well as they are living in water. So they are known as an aquatic, but they are photosynthetic. Photosynthetic means they prepare its own food material in presence of light. All these chrysophytes, or they are known as an plant-like protestas, they prepare its own food material in presence of light, so they are known as an photosynthetic. Next one, its body wall is made up of two soap box like fittings of silica covers. जसं आपलं त्या ठिकाणी साबण ठेवायचं खोकं असतं, त्या खोक्याला जसं त्या ठिकाणी दोन त्या ठिकाणी कव्हरिंग्स असतात, त्या प्रकारचं सेम त्या प्रकारचं त्या ठिकाणी बॉडी वॉल हे या क्रायसोफाइट्स मध्ये त्या ठिकाणी आढळतं. Particularly these chrysophytes, it includes the diatoms. It includes all these are diatoms. Here these are known as chrysophytes. In these chrysophytes, it includes diatoms. Further one, these diatoms, these are mostly found in seawater, marine water, salty water we call it as. These diatoms, it is found in seawater, in oceans. So the diatoms are known as chief producers in oceans. Diatoms are known as chief producers. समुद्रामध्ये महासागरामध्ये त्या ठिकाणी डायटम्स जे आहेत त्यांना अन्नाचे मुख्य त्या ठिकाणी उत्पादक असं म्हटलं जातं. अन्न तयार करण्याचं काम हे समुद्राच्या तळाशी राहूनही या ठिकाणी क्रायसोफाइट्स करतात, डायटम्स करतात. म्हणून डायटम्सला त्या ठिकाणी दे आर नोन ॲज द चीफ ऑर मेन प्रोड्युसर्स इन ओशन. फर्दर वन, द डायटम सेल, the cell of the diatoms. Here again you can find this one. These are the diatoms. Here the cell wall of these diatoms is embedded with silica. Here this diatom cell left behind, it remains for a longer time in the sea. Here it is known as an diatomous earth. It is known as an diatomaceous earth. Here you can find observe this is one example of diatom. हे एक एक्झाम्पल डायटमचं पाहून घ्या ज्याच्यामध्ये त्याची ही सेल वॉल जी आहे. Here it is known as an cell wall. Here this cell wall, it is embedded in silica. It is embedded in silica one. Here these diatom cells left behind for so many years, in the oceans, in the seas, which works as an fossils. It sees as an fossils, leading to formation of diatomaceous earth, known as an diatomaceous earth. This diatomaceous earth, which is granular, hence it is used in polishing as well as in filtration of oils as well as the syrups one. म्हणजे या ठिकाणी ही डायटमस अर्थ जी आहे, म्हणजेच त्या ठिकाणी समुद्राच्या तळाशी या डायटमची सेल जी आहे ते असंख्य दिवसापर्यंत, बरेचशा वर्षापर्यंत ती तशीच राहते. एक फॉसिल मधून ते काम करतं जे ग्रॅन्युलर आहे, ज्याचा वापर, ज्याचा उपयोग हा पॉलिशिंग मध्ये केला जातो, पॉलिश करण्यासाठी त्याचा उपयोग केला जातो. त्याचबरोबर त्याचा उपयोग हा त्या ठिकाणी फिल्ट्रेशन मध्ये, ऑइलचं फिल्ट्रेशन करण्यासाठी सुद्धा हिअर दिस diatomaceous earth it is to be used one. So that is with respect to these diatoms. The second category of this kingdom Protista It is known as an dinoflagellates. It is known as an dinoflagellates. These dinoflagellates, particularly, they are aquatic. Mostly they are aquatic. And they are found mostly in marine water. These dinoflagellates, they are aquatic and mostly found in marine water. हे डायफ्लॅझलेट जे आहेत ते त्या ठिकाणी बहुतेक करून ते समुद्राच्या पाण्यामध्येच त्या ठिकाणी आढळतात. But all are photosynthetic. Photosynthetic means they prepare its own food material in presence of light. So they are known as a photosynthetic. Its cell wall, it is made up of cellulose. The cell wall of dinoflagellates, it is made up of cellulose. Further, these dinoflagellates, it consists of the different colored pigments. It consists of different colored photosynthetic pigments. It shows a variety of photosynthetic pigments like that of it contains red color photosynthetic pigments, it contains yellow color photosynthetic pigments, it contains brown colored photosynthetic pigments, it also contains green as well as the blue. I mean these dinoflagellates have yellow, green, brown, red as well as the blue colored photosynthetic pigments. By using these photosynthetic pigments, these dinoflagellates prepare its own food material. There's example of these dinoflagellates. It is the Guanalex. It is the Guanalex. Here it is found in seawater. It contains two flagella, so it is known as an dinoflagellates. म्हणून त्या ठिकाणी त्याला dinoflagellates असंही म्हटलं जातं. Its ventral view and its dorsal view, these are shown in this diagram. Guanalex, here these contains red colored pigments. It contains red colored pigments. Here it is also known as an sea algae, red algae. It is also known as an red algae. When its percentage in the seas, it increases. Here the sea, it makes the seas red in color. It makes the seas here red in color, causing a red tide. Causing red tide. In this red, here it secretes. This Guanalex, it secretes the poisons due to which it can kills the fishes. हे Guanalex जे आहेत ज्याला आपण रेड algae असं म्हणतो याचं प्रमाण त्या ठिकाणी समुद्रातलं वाढलं की त्या ठिकाणी its color of the seas becomes red one, causing here it is known as an red tide. ज्याला या ठिकाणी रेड टाईड असं म्हटलं जातं. यू कॅन ऑब्झर्व ऑन युअर स्क्रीन. या स्क्रीनवरती तुम्ही त्या ठिकाणी ऑब्झर्व करू शकता. हिअर these red algae, it can produces a poisonous substance. And due to this poisonous substance, here it may kills these fishes also. So that is with respect to dinoflagellates. Then the third one category of this kingdom Protista, it is known as an euglenoids. It is known as an euglenoids. In these euglenoids, the euglena, it is to be included. ज्याच्यामध्ये या ठिकाणी युग्लिनाचा समावेश होतो. Here, these euglenoids, they lack the cell wall. The cell wall is remaining absent. Due to absence of cell wall, the body, it is covered by thick, tough covering, which is made up of protein. त्या ठिकाणी सेल वॉल या युग्लिनाच्या शरीराच्या भोवती नसतो. पेशीभित्तिका त्या ठिकाणी नसते. इट इज युनिसेल्युलर वन. मात्र पेशीभित्तिकाच्या ऐवजी त्याच्या बॉडीचं कव्हरिंग जे आहे जे प्रोटीनिशियस आहे, प्रोटीनचं तयार झालेलं आहे. हिअर इट इज नोन ॲज अन पेलिकल. इट इज नोन ॲज अन पेलिकल. हिअर इट हॅज टू फ्लॅजेला. It has two flagella, so it is known as an biflagellated animal. It is known as an biflagellated. Here it is known as an longer flagella, and another one, here it is the shorter flagella. Like this one. It contains one longer and another shorter flagella. Further one, it also contains these eulenites. They contains pigments which are present as like that of in higher plants. You have studied the higher plants. They contains main 4 types of pigments. That is chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B, carotenoids, and xanthophylls. These are 4 pigments which are present in higher plants, as well as this euglena. It also contains these 4 types of pigments. By using these 4 types of pigments and in presence of light, it can prepare its own food material. It can prepare its own food material. So only in presence of light, this euglena or all these euglenoids, they are photosynthetic. They are photosynthetic autotropic. While in absence of light, they are heterotropic in mode of nutrition. म्हणजे त्या ठिकाणी दिवसा त्या ठिकाणी युग्लिना हे फोटोसिंथेटिक पिगमेंटच्या साह्यानं स्वतःचं अन्न स्वतः तयार करतं. त्यावेळेस ते ॲटोट्रॉपिक असतं. मात्र रात्रीच्याला म्हणजे इन अब्सेन्स ऑफ लाईट ते त्या ठिकाणी परपोषी बनतो. ज्याला आपण इट इज नोन ॲज अन हेटरोट्रॉपिक. ज्याला आपण हेटरोट्रॉपिक परपोषी त्याला आपण म्हणतो. पोषणासाठी रात्रीच्याला means in absence of light, it is dependent on another organisms. So like this one, these euglenoids, they are photosynthetic as well as they are heterotropic also. They are photosynthetic as well as heterotropic. Then the next one is the slime molds. Here the slime molds, they are also known as an fungi-like protistas. They are known as an fungi-like protistas. They are known as an slime molds. Here these slime molds, they are belonging from the group Megzomycetes. त्या कवकाच्या सारखं दिसणारे प्रोटिस्टाज आहे. कवक त्याला आपण फंजाय असं म्हणतो. या फंजाय सारखं दिसणारे प्रोटिस्टा जे आहेत त्याला त्या ठिकाणी स्लाइम मोल्ड्स असं म्हटलं जातं. आणि ते दे आर बिलॉंगिंग फ्रॉम द ग्रुप. द नेम ऑफ द ग्रुप इट इज गिवन इट ॲज अन Megzomycetes. Here they are saprophytic and found on decaying leaves. Here the example it is, you can observe the example of Megzomycetes. You can observe one. Here it is these slime molds or fungi-like protistas. They are saprophytic in mode of nutrition. Saprophytic means they gets food from dead and decaying organic matter. सॅप्रोफायटिक ज्याला मराठीमध्ये आपण मृतोपजीवी असं म्हणतो. जे सजीव मृत घटकाकडनं आपलं अन्न मिळवतात. मग मृत घटक त्या ठिकाणी झाडाची पानं असतील, झाडाची त्या ठिकाणी खोड असेल, झाडाच्या फांद्या असतील, अशा मृत घटकांना किंवा त्या ठिकाणी ॲनिमल मेल्यानंतर त्याच्या बॉडीमध्ये असणारे घटक जे आहेत याच्यापासून जे अन्न मिळवतात, मृत घटकापासून जे अन्न मिळवतात त्याला त्या ठिकाणी सॅप्रोफायटिक असं म्हणतात. आणि स्लाइम मोल्ड्स जे आहेत ते त्या ठिकाणी झाडाची पानं गळल्यानंतर त्याच्यावरती जे बुरशी सारखं प्रोटिस्टास तयार होतात त्याला त्या ठिकाणी म्हटलं जातं दे आर नोन ॲज अन स्लाइम मोल्ड्स. Here the cell aggregation, here they are unicellular, but one cell, another cell, all these cells, they can aggregate with each other. The cell aggregation, it forms a large cell mass. It forms a large cell mass, which is called as an plasmodium. It is known as an plasmodium. म्हणजे सेल एकाला एक चिकटून त्याचं जे सेल मास तयार होतं त्या सेल मासलाच त्या ठिकाणी त्याला म्हटलं जातं प्लाझ्मोडियम. बट दिस प्लाझ्मोडियम इट कॅनॉट कॉज एज द मलेरिया. तो मलेरियल प्लाझ्मोडियम नसतो, लक्षामध्ये घ्या. या स्लाइम मोल्ड्स मध्ये ऍग्रिगेशन ऑफ सेल, इट लीड्स टू formation of cell mass, which is known as an plasmodium. It is known as an plasmodium. This plasmodium, at maturity, it produces the spores. It produces the spores. मॅच्युरिटीच्या वेळेस या ठिकाणी हे प्लाझ्मोडियम जो आहे तो बीजाणूंची निर्मिती करतो. These spores, they are tough. The spores, they are tough, as well as they survive even under harsh conditions. Even under very harsh condition. Harsh condition, extreme temperature, extreme humidity, and it may be extreme chemicals. When the conditions are adverse, they remains survival. They remains for a longer time. म्हणजे या ठिकाणी या प्लाझ्मोडियम पासून जे स्पोर्स बाहेर पडतात ते स्पोर्स बऱ्याच कालावधीपर्यंत त्या ठिकाणी तसेच राहतात. मग त्या ठिकाणी जास्त टेम्परेचर असेल, काही केमिकल्स असतील, काही हीट असेल, अशा कंडिशन्स मध्येही त्या ठिकाणी जसे आहेत तसेच राहतात. मीन्स दे सर्वाइव्ह इव्हन व्हेरी harsh conditions, like this one, that is with respect to slime molds. Then the next one is known as an protozoans. The last, the fifth category of these protistas, it is known as an protozoans. Here the meaning of proto is the first. The meaning of zones is the animals. Animals. म्हणजे ज्याला मराठीमध्ये आपण आदी जीव असं म्हणतो. आदी याचा अर्थ होतो सुरुवातीला, जीव म्हणजे सजीव. जे सर्वात सुरुवातीला त्या ठिकाणी भूतलावरती तयार झाले त्यांचा समावेश हा त्या ठिकाणी प्रोटोझोन्स मध्ये केला जातो. मीन्स द फर्स्ट बॉर्न ॲनिमल लाईक ऑर्गॅनिझम्स, फर्स्ट बॉर्न ॲनिमल लाईक ऑर्गॅनिझम्स, दे आर इन्क्लुडेड इन दिस प्रोटोझोन्स. त्याचा समावेश कशामध्ये होतो? या प्रोटोझोन्स मध्ये होतो. फर्दर these protozoans, they are classified. These protozoans, they are classified into 4 categories. या प्रोटोझोनचे पुन्हा त्या ठिकाणी 4 प्रकारामध्ये त्या ठिकाणी विभागणी करण्यात येते. एक अमिबा लाईक, अमिबाच्या आकाराचे म्हणून त्याला अमिबॉइड प्रोटोझोन्स असं म्हणतात. दुसरा आहे त्या ठिकाणी फ्लॅजेलेटेड प्रोटोझोन्स, म्हणजे प्रोटोझोन्स which are containing flagella. They are known as an flagellated protozoans. The third one, it is known as a ciliated protozoans, ज्याच्यामध्ये सिलिया आहेत, रोमक आहे, त्यांना त्या ठिकाणी ciliated protozoans असं म्हणतात. And the last one, which is known as an sporozoans, means the spore producing protozoans. Spore producing protozoans, they are known as an sporozoans. त्याला त्या ठिकाणी स्पोरोझोन्स असं म्हणतात. So like this one, these protozoans are further classified into these 4 types. In short, we have to study with single example. In these amoeboid protozoans, we have to study the examples of amoeba as well as the antamoeba. In flagellated protozoans, we have to study the examples of Euglena as well as that is the Trypanosoma. These are the 2 examples. In ciliated protozoans, we have to study the example of Paramecium, while in sporozoans, here the Plasmodium. These are the examples of these 4 types of protozoans. Further, with respect to locomotion, these amoeboid protozoans, they locomote through pseudopodia. These flagellated protozoans, they locomote through flagella. The ciliated sporozoans, they locomote through cilia, while the sporozoans, they are non-locomotory. ते लोकोमोशन त्यांना करणारा कोणताही अवयव नसतो. लोकोमोशन म्हणजे त्याला आपण स्थलांतरण किंवा स्थानांतरण किंवा त्याला आपण प्रचलन असं म्हणतो. याच्यासाठी अमेबाला सुडोपोडिया असतात. त्या ठिकाणी फ्लॅजेलेटेड प्रोटोझोनला त्या ठिकाणी फ्लॅजेला असतात. सिलिएटेड मध्ये सिलिया असतात आणि इथं स्पोर्स वाऱ्याबरोबर त्या ठिकाणी वाहून जातात. लाईक दिस वन, these are the 4 types of protozoans. Then the first one, we have to study the amoeboid protozoans. In these amoeboid protozoans, here the example is of amoeba. We have studied the amoeba. Shape of the amoeba is irregular. It has no any definite shape because it contains these irregular swellings which are known as an pseudopodia. Here these are known as an pseudopodia. Here these pseudopodia are used for locomotion. And during this locomotion, this shape of the pseudopodia continuously changes. So the amoeba is not having any definite shape. म्हणून त्याला निश्चित प्रकारचा आकार नसतो. या सुडोपोडियाच्या साह्याने तो त्या ठिकाणी स्थानांतरण करत असतो. सो म्हणून त्याला त्या ठिकाणी इट इज नोन ॲज अन amoeboid protozoans. Further one, in these amoeboid protozoans, this Entamoeba, it is also included. Particularly Entamoeba histolytica. Here it is a pathogen. It is a pathogen which is causing and disease which is known as an amebiosis. It causes the disease in the body of humans known as an amebiosis, or we commonly called it as an amoeboic dysentery. त्याला आपण amoeboic dysentery असं म्हणतो. Here all these amoeboids, they are living in fresh water as well as they are found in sea water, as well as they are also living at moist places. म्हणजे ते याच्यामध्ये गोड्या पाण्यामध्ये आढळतात, खाऱ्या पाण्यामध्ये आढळतात आणि जिथं त्या ठिकाणी आर्द्रता असते, त्या ठिकाणी दलदल असते, अशा दलदलीच्या ठिकाणी मॉइस्ट प्लेसेसच्या ठिकाणी these amoeboids they are to be found one. Another one, to this amoeba, the pseudopodia are used as an locomotory organs. This Entamoeba, it is an endoparasite. It is a parasite living in the body. So it is known as it is endoparasite. पॅरासाइट ज्याला आपण परजीवी असं म्हणतो, तो परजीवी आहे आणि तो त्या ठिकाणी दुसऱ्याच्या शरीरामध्ये राहतो. तो शरीरामध्ये राहतो म्हणून त्याला त्या ठिकाणी इट इज नोन ॲज अन endoparasite. It is causing a disease known as an amoeboic dysentery. That is amoeboid protozoans. The second one is the flagellated protozoans. These flagellated protozoans, the example is the trypanosoma. That is trypanosoma is the example of these flagellated protozoans. They have a flagella. Here it is the preflagellum. It is known as an preflagellum. This flagellum is used for locomotion. याच्या साह्याने तो स्थानांतरण करत असतो. म्हणून याला त्या ठिकाणी फ्लॅजेलेटेड प्रोटोझोन्स असं म्हटलं जातं. Euglena is also included in these flagellated protozoans. Next one, here this trypanosoma. It is a pathogen. It is a pathogen which causes a disease known as an sleeping sickness. हा त्या ठिकाणी रोग उत्पन्न करणारा घटक आहे म्हणून त्याला आपण पॅथोजन असं म्हणतो. पॅथोजन म्हणजे डिसीज कॉझिंग एंटायटीज, रोग उत्पन्न करणारा घटक, त्याला त्या ठिकाणी पॅथोजन असं म्हणतात. हाही त्या ठिकाणी रोग उत्पन्न करणार आहे. इट कॅन कॉजेस द डिसीज नोन ॲज अन स्लीपिंग सिकनेस. दॅट इज विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू दिस फ्लॅजेलेटेड प्रोटोझोन्स. द थर्ड वन इज द सिलिएटेड प्रोटोझोन्स. थर्ड वन इज द ciliated protozoans. The example of these ciliated protozoans is the paramecium. A slipper-like animal. It is also known as a slippery animal, known as an paramecium. its body is completely covered by hair-like or a bristle-like structures. Hair-like or bristle-like structures, which are known as an cilia. Which are known as an cilia. And due to movement of this cilia, it can locomote. या सिलियाच्या मुवमेंटमुळे सिलिका त्या ठिकाणी रोमक त्याला आपण म्हणतो. सिलिया त्याला मराठीमध्ये रोमक असं म्हटलं जातं. या सिलियाच्या मुवमेंटनुसार त्या ठिकाणी तो एका ठिकाणाहून दुसऱ्या ठिकाणी जातो, म्हणजे त्याचं लोकोमोशन घडतं. ड्यू टू प्रेझेन्स ऑफ दिस सिलिया द नेम इज गिवन इट ॲज अन सिलिएटेड प्रोटोझोन्स. म्हणून त्याला त्या ठिकाणी सिलिएटेड प्रोटोझोन असं नाव देण्यात आलेलं आहे. हिअर इट शोज दिस गलेट opening. It is known as an gullet. Through this opening, it directly opens outside. So the food enters through it as well as it can eject throughout. So it is known as a gullet. It opens a cell surface. This gullet opens at the cell surface. That is with respect to these ciliated protozoans in which paramecium is to be included one. Further one, fourth one, which is known as an sporozoans. Sporozoans in which the plasmodium is to be included. Means the spore producing organisms, spore producing protozoans. They are known as an sporozoans. A spore-like stage. A spore-like stage in the life cycle of these sporozoans, it is known as an plasmodium. It is known as an plasmodium. म्हणजे स्पोर्सच्या आकाराचे, ज्याला आपण स्पोर्स त्याला आपण बीजाणू असं म्हणतो. बीजाणूच्या आकाराची त्याच्या लाईफ सायकल मध्ये, स्पोरोझोनच्या लाईफ सायकल मध्ये जी स्टेज आहे, त्या स्टेजला त्या ठिकाणी प्लाझ्मोडियम असं म्हणतात. That is known as an plasmodium. It forms the spores. It produces the spores, which can causes the disease known as an malaria. It causes the disease known as an malaria. तो त्या ठिकाणी मलेरिया रोग उत्पन्न करतो. Like this one, protozoans, which are further classified into 4 types, 4 categories. That is the amoeboid protozoans. In these amoeba is included, which are freshwater, marine water, as well as they are found at moist places. They can locomote through pseudopodia, while the entamoeba, which is also included in amoeboid protozoans, which is an endoparasite. It is living in the body of organism, causing amoebiosis, or that is also known as an amoeboid dysentery. The second one is the flagellated protozoans. In these flagellated protozoans, that is the tryptosomia, it is to be included. It is a pathogen. It is a disease-causing entities which causes the disease known as a sleeping sickness. And for the locomotion, it has flagella. The third one is the ciliated protozoans, in which the locomotor organ is the cilia. The example is given it as an paramecium. It shows a single opening known as an gullet, which opens outside, and through this cilia it can locomote. And the last one is the sporozoans, means the spore producing stage in the life cycle of sporozoans. It is known as a plasmodium. Here this plasmodium, it can produces the spores which can causes the disease malaria in the humans. ते त्या ठिकाणी माणसामध्ये मलेरिया सारखा रोग उत्पन्न करतात. Like this one, these protozoans, they are further classified into 4 categories. Here that ends the part of this kingdom protista. इथं kingdom protistaचा भाग या ठिकाणी संपतो. Here we can stop one. That is our end of our today's lecture. In the next lecture, we can study the remaining kingdom one. Thank you.